You talking?
No.
Okay, good.
Tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. So access to the crawl space. Technically where my truck is, you can go under this porch.
Okay, to here.
And then underneath that way, like underneath those double doors, that unit, there's access to the main crawl space.
Okay.
About where that little table is, there's another small little crawl space.
Okay. Goodness.
Where the hose is, there's an access there to kind of the front left of the house, like a small little area.
Okay.
And then,
Oh, gosh.
kind of where the front of my truck is, there's a whole other little access to this section.
Okay.
And there's a dehumidifier underneath there.
Okay.
And then there's a dehumidifier under the main section. And they're both not working.
Okay.
So we just need some servicing
Right.
of those.
And all these 4 crawl spaces, they don't belong to any one unit. They're not connected in that way of any way that you can see.
Now, no.
Okay.
Now, if they didn't encapsulate it, it's an encapsulated crawl space, then I could probably have gotten through some different areas.
Right.
But there's duct work, for the first floor unit, and there's plumbing, so they just have compartmentalized.
Yeah, that's
whatever
a big
that word
word.
is, these different places, which is just more difficult
Yeah, to get to it.
to get to, but it's all accessible.
But the duct work is particularly hers. How did you access that? Is that in her attic?
You can't because we're the middle. So what they've got on this unit is from the package, what we call a gas pack, ductwork is running basically through the ceiling in between the 3rd floor and the 2nd floor.
Yeah, and so they
I'm-
share that gas pack. The top floor and her? No.
I would hope not.
Yeah, no.
Each unit should
That's-
have its own.
That's hers, and she
Correct.
says has it serviced. I'll get the company and the service records for you.
But I always recommend servicing. It's about 8 years old.
Okay.
So
Nothing alarming.
nothing alarming. I just, there is evidence of water getting into that main crawl space. There is a sump pump. So, and the vapor barrier is kind of coming off the wall. It could just get buttoned up a little bit.
Yeah.
Verify that sump pump's working. Service the dehumidifiers.
Right. That's important.
And that should be done. That could be something maybe to talk to the HOA. I mean,
Yeah.
it could have, it's something
Yeah.
that probably needs to be done once a year. They need to service those DHUs just out of like maintenance, just kind of like you do your HVAC.
Okay.
So,
All right.
but that's not the end of the world stuff.
No,
And there's
no,
a
I
lot of
still
little
don't.
things that'll be in the report. There's nothing here personally that is a major red flag to me by any means. I think the biggest things based off of my report would be button up the crawl space,
Yeah.
service or verify records for the HVAC,
Okay.
just maintenance stuff.
Yeah, and she remodeled everything. She had somebody do that, and that all looked good. It didn't look like shoddy work.
It doesn't. And like I said, you got your classic kind of cracks and a little bit of sloppy patches of walls and ceilings and chipping paint. That to me, that's old house stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Some
We
of the
live on
charm.
sand.
Yeah.
It moves.
It does. The fridge is a little older. It's a 2003.
Okay.
It's a Sub-Zero, good brand, but everything else is newer.
Yeah. That was
but
probably here when she bought it.
I would think so, and it fits the kitchen perfectly. So if it's working, then why?
Yeah,
get
and
rid
it
of
stays.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you think from you
The
doing?
dryer in the report is ventless,
The dryer.
and so there is a little kind of pool that sometimes you have to dump out.
Okay.
But normally these things are pretty efficient. You don't really have to, but if it's not working, just pull.
Yeah, and
see if
just
there's
get all the stuff
See if
out.
there's any water in there. They normally take a little bit longer than your
Okay.
typical dryer, but they do work.
Okay. Yeah, it's single, so there's not going to be like a family of, a whole family.
It's from my understanding, I've never personally owned one, but
Yeah.
from what I hear, everybody tells me they just take a little longer,
Okay.
which is not a big deal.
Now, my question to this is nothing to do with your profession, but you do so much downtown. Should we get a survey? Has that ever come up? And I know you're not a surveyor or anything like that, but
Yeah,
I just don't know.
I don't know why personally you would need one unless you just want to know.
yeah.
she did tell me that this yard past these trees is the next door neighbors. I
Right.
guess they kind of have like a flag, like a L
Yeah.
sort of lot.
Right, they do, and I noticed.
And there is a pump back there, which there's some drainage pipes along the right side of the house. I kind of asked her about it, and she said that's when she says it belongs to this neighbor, and instead of letting it just be a swamp
Yeah.
and mosquito fest, and
Right.
kind of if there gets water in there, they pump it out.
Well,
Which is,
that's nice.
yeah, I'm like, it's good.
Yeah, and that's why what brought my attention for the survey is because that funky wall
Right.
is from them, from these people.
Oh, I got you.
Because see, the same thing, if you look through these trees, there's the same funky wall.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, technically,
it's probably their property line, but you know, I saw it and I went,
it could be, but it could also be
Behind it.
2 feet that way.
right.
So that would, if you do think the neighbor did that, then that could be a good reason to
Well, I don't
say,
think
hey, are these bushes, is the property line on the other side or what?
right.
You know, because you can see like there's a pump right there.
Mm-hmm.
See that pump in the ground? And there's another one further back
Oh, yeah.
on the property. I guess, like I said, it's just a low area
Yeah, yeah.
that they're trying to maintain, which never hurts.
No, the house.
Better than letting it go.
Yeah, the house is beautiful, and they're just not utilizing this other space. Okay. All right. Well, the report, you know, I told her I said it'll look like it's falling down. You know.
Yeah.
But it's.
It's gonna be very thorough.
I just want to make sure you didn't say, I'm gonna make sure this is done. So.
Yeah,
good.
I am. There's no alarms being raised here,
Okay.
or not even structurally. I mean, there's going to be the tiny bit of damage to the oversized members. I mean, if we built like this anymore, we'd literally have no forest. There's just the
Yeah.
timbers are so big on these
Wow.
historic homes. So if there's been a little damage, it's just
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah,
As long as
'cause
the
it's
integrity
huge.
is there, yeah,
Right.
it's just surface. And I've got a few photos kind of showing that.
Okay.
Once again, that'll all be in the
Well, you
report.
see what I mean, Monica? I said I'm not going to use but one person, nobody else. All right. Well, thank you for.